You're watching Buon Appetito, Seattle edition. My name is Tara, and today we'll be making Sloppy Tara. You're probably familiar with Sloppy Joe's, so it's a loose meat sandwich. We're gonna cook our loose meat product, which I'm gonna go with beef, but it can be ground turkey or chicken or your vegetable product of choice. It's gonna be high heat, so I'm doing avocado. And because I want to show you a couple different ways to eat it, normally I would do a pound, but this is about 1.5 pounds. And because it's sloppy, and I'm going to be adding diced tomatoes with it, it's okay to go with a lean. You don't really need all the fat, but if you're a greasy, can I swear?
Yes.
If you're a greasy bitch, you can do the 80-20. So I'm gonna have my, let's get this food away. We don't need any tea today. Okay, so I'm gonna have my stove, medium-high heat. I'm gonna use avocado oil because it's a little bit better on high heat. And I do need to add diced tomato, but I'm gonna brown the beef first because I'm gonna wanna drain it. If you're doing a vegetable product or a bird, the turkey or chicken, you might not need to do this step. While my burger's browning, I'm gonna drain my tomatoes. Number one, because I need the can, but two, I need to drain them anyway. I accidentally bought a pallet of Costco diced tomatoes, so I am making this meal on the weekly. Score it out, that's what we call it in the architecture world. Let's turn the heat back on this skillet and all right, we're back. Instead of a medium high, I'm gonna go lower to a medium. After I browned my hamburger and drained it, I wiped it down, so I'm going to add a little more avocado oil, and I'm going to put my onion in there. I'm going to try to break it up as I place it in, and then I'm going to stab it with a spatula. I don't try to keep it too consistent. I like to have some like surprise bigger chunks, but you can do what you want. I love onion. I could eat an onion like an apple. All right, so they've touched some heat. I can see they're kind of translucent. This is the perfect time to start adding the extra ingredients. I haven't put my oil in my can yet. So the beef is going back in. And I'm just going to distribute the onion through the beef. Not too long, so that's pretty even. And I'm gonna add my drained Kirkland Proud diced tomato. Kirkland is just next door to Seattle, by the way. We are at the home of Costco. Alright, I'm going to turn down my heat to medium, and then you might be thinking, wow, this is really sloppy Joe-ish. We just need barbecue sauce. And here's the difference. I have made let me grab this one. I've made a spice mix out of nutritional yeast, garlic and onion. If you ever want a cheesy taste from your nutritional yeast, you won't get it by itself. You really need to add garlic and onion powder, Himalayan salt, and then a teaspoon each of cumin, paprika, and cayenne pepper. And then you can play with that as you'd like, but that's a traditional Dorito spice. So I like to get a thicker consistency. If you just want to use it like a spice, you wouldn't put that much, but I want it to be most of the recipe. So this is at least a half a cup. It might even be, well, at least a quarter cup. It might be a half a cup. So once I have these 3 ingredients combined, I just make sure that this is fully coated, and then I am going to work it through. That's mixed through, and that's exactly where we're going to stop the heat, and we're gonna show you a couple ways to plate it up. First way to eat sloppy tara, and my favorite, is to do a filled pepper. So I'm gonna slice this green pepper in half and throw it inside the oven and give it a fill. When it's just a pepper, I don't even bother to add oil. And then I'm just gonna do 10 minutes at 360. That should be fine. There's so many ways to enjoy a sloppy tara. If you want to be traditional, you got the kids at home, they don't like to be fun, just throw it on a burger. Who cares? My best friend's favorite way of sloppy tara is to add it on top of a yam. I prefer Japanese yams, but you could do the traditional sweet potato. So just a little avocado on top of that. And always, always some lime whenever there's avocado. Or I also like to use lime on if you're doing the nacho sloppy. It adds a lot to the chips. And then, although sloppy tara can be dairy-free because the nutritional yeast and the amount that I use adds a cheesy texture to it, I do sometimes top with a creme fraiche instead of a sour cream. It's still dairy, but it's just a lighter taste, and it's not so overpowering. Scissors. Oh, here it is. I'll always keep a green onion around to top off, especially if you're doing the nacho version and there's no greens. It's really missing a lot because you want that fresh crispy with your sloppy. That's what she said. You can cut that. Cilantro, of course, if you don't have the curse, goes on everything. My favorite is I'll just bring sloppy tara in a microwavable container and then add some greens and do this at work. And then in that case, I'll usually add let me grab a fresh spoon. Salsa, my favorite is salsa verde, and I like to get wild burn because it's a probiotic. So you can skip your sauerkraut spoonful for the day. And of course, more green is always better. Last but not least is the filled pepper. Go ahead and either add your creme fraiche or sour cream if you prefer, some green onion, some salsa, and cilantro. Make it your own. So here's 5 ways to get your green in on your sloppy day. Thanks for joining us.